All right, what is going on, Ranger fans? Welcome to a final Ranger season edition of the 407 Rangers. I am your host, Raven Tapia. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Turn on notifications when I'm about to go live, upload a highlight, or do a post feed, or go on a stream, things of that nature. So, as you guys know, this was the final game of the season for the New York Rangers. And as y'all know, sadly, they will not be in the playoffs. And this was Sam Rosen's final game as a New York Ranger commentator. And I will say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Sam Rosen. Thank you for everything you have done for this team. And it is very unfortunate they couldn't get you to commentate in the playoffs, which I wish they did away. I really wish till this day, man, they did a much better job for you to have a better retirement. But we're gonna miss you a lot, man. From every Ranger fan, from me to the newer generation, to the guys who've seen you throughout the early 2000s, we are all gonna miss your commentating, and we hope you enjoy your retirement and enjoy your time with your family, because we all know life is short. And thank you for all you've done, man. Best of luck to y'all and to him as well. But let's get to it, I guess. Like, the Rangers finally got a win, 2 wins in a row at least, somehow, some way. They got the back-to-back wins with the Florida teams. But let's just be realistic here. They played against AHL players, so it's not like, they played against the top line players for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And Vasilevsky wasn't even behind the net, so realistically, that's what saved the New York Rangers this game. But of course, you had Vincent Trocheck. He had scored the goal in the second period to start off the lead for the New York Rangers. And then right after that, you had Chris Kreider with the goal post. And from there, you had Mika Zibanejad with back-to-back goals for himself. But as y'all know, earlier from what had happened, I was actually surprised that Artemi Panarin got to play still, despite all the noise that was being heard and brought up. Because if you guys want to know what happened, you would have to watch the last video of what I uploaded, and you'll get more of an understanding of what I'm talking about. But like I said, it was a shocker to me that Panarin was able to skate in the warm up and actually play a game with the New York Rangers, despite what was in the air. Now, I know he signed a non-disclosure agreement to what had happened earlier with the crazy incident that occurred in 2023, which happened last season. Apparently, this incident occurred in last season of December. So, it's still a bad look on Panarin's end, man, because, like I said, there's no telling what happened, how it happened. But to me, it's damning if you have to come to a settlement as far as like you and the Madison Square Garden organization. The fact that you have to come down to that, it's just not a good look, man. Even if like nothing bad happened or any of that, because they're saying that apparently the hotel cameras show that she was never even like in the room or any of that. So for all we know, it could have been a money grab, not too sure, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like he's guilty, she's guilty. Like, I still got to see more details come out before I can come to any conclusions with that unfortunate incident. Because if it turns out to be true, or even an inch of it, man, or a speck of it, man, it's just gonna suck, man. It's gonna be hard to sit there and really think like we can respect Artemi Panarin after that. Which we hope for the best, that it turns out to like not be true. But like I said, man, the way the situation turned out, man, it's just not a good look. It really isn't. But luckily for Sam Rosen, he got to see the win. And it's just going to be an interesting summer for anybody who's a fan of this team to see how the New York Rangers are going to go about it this offseason. Obviously, Mika Zibanejad is clearly not going anywhere. The fact that he made it clear with what he said earlier today, saying like he knows how the contract's set up, and he process being here too long, did too much here. So clearly we're never going to see Mika Zibanejad leave unless he himself wants to be out of New York. That's the only way you're going to see that happen. But honestly, if you ask me how I feel with what the offseason is going to happen, guys, it's going to be tough because of how Chris Drury went about all these contracts and the extensions and things of that nature. Just get ready for a roller coaster. Just get ready, because Lafreniere's contract kicks into effect next season as well, so you won't be able to move him once that happens. And you have literally 11 more contracts on top of that that are just going to be impossible to move. And then we still don't know what's going to happen with Chris Kreider, because there's no telling if Chris Kreider remains a Ranger or he is officially going to be out of the Rangers or traded away from the Rangers. There's no telling. But either way, the way it's set up for how the offseason is going to go, we will get lucky if we can attract any kind of good players here, because the way the salary cap set up for this team, it looks like they can only get like third or fourth line kind of players, man. Because there's no way you're going to be able to get like superstar kind of guys with how the money is set up. There's just not enough money to give out for the upcoming free agency. There isn't. And now that you gave Igor Shesterkin pretty much damn near $100+ million, you don't have the money to spread out and give to other teams that are going to want trades or free agency acquirings. It's going to be so tough because you already gave out a nice majority of that money. So for Chris Drury to do anything, which clearly he's going to still be in the front office, he's going to have to do some dramatic trade moves. And even then, it's still going to be tough to fix this. It really is. So this is why I personally would love to just see the tear down and rebuild. It just make it happen already, because like I said, guys, just get ready, because the way these contracts are set up, you're not going to probably see these guys going to the playoffs for a little while until these contracts are finally ready to be terminated and done with and dealt. That's the only time you're going to see hope for this team. Other than that, even with how Chris Drury goes about the moves or any of that, it's just still disastrous. And plus, I don't trust Chris Drury either way, because I don't know how he's going to go about it this offseason. You guys saw what he did last year, so there's no telling what he's doing this year. There really isn't. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you all the fans and Ranger fans from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching me deal with this craziness, and y'all listening and feeling the stress and anger with this team as well throughout the season. But I will be doing the playoffs. I definitely will. I'll do recaps for all the other teams, give you guys a perspective on who I feel like can make it to the Stanley Cup and who's going to be a team to probably watch out for as far as like underrated playoff teams. And as you guys know, I'll be uploading the highlights as well from every playoff game as well. So just because the season ended for the Rangers does not mean the content won't. No, the content will still continue. I would just be doing a 2025 Stanley Cup playoff edition this time. So thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. That we came a long way. We worked really hard to get here to this point. And I'll see y'all this Saturday in the playoffs, and we're going to give a whole week recap on how